This is the exact framework that I used to test 100 indicators generated by AI. And these are the results. And I can tell you right away, the results are absolutely fascinating. So you do not want to miss this episode. Let's get to it. Hi, my name is Tomas, also known as the Mr. Breakouts. I'm a breakout trading specialist and an internationally recognized trading author. I've traveled the world trading breakout strategies, and on this channel I will teach you my own way of finding the right trading opportunities and making real money with breakout trading. Hello, welcome back, breakout trading fans and specialists, and I'm going to share with you super exciting project today. So let's get to it. If you are interested in knowing which are the best indicators that I found with a pretty thorough research, you'll get the answer today, because what I did is something that took me some time but gave me incredible answers, and I did it for you, so you do not have to do this, that you only can get the final answers. So first of all, let me explain what I did. So I raised a question: what is the best indicator for Nasdaq 60 minutes? Okay, now why Nasdaq 60 minutes? Very popular markets nowadays. A lot of traders trade Nasdaq 60 minutes. Why not? It's one of my most favorite time frames. A lot of my strategies are on 60 minutes. And I think overall Nasdaq is a very good and safe start for projects like this. So I really raised the question: what is the best indicator for Nasdaq 60 minutes? And specifically, what is the best indicators for breakout trading, serving as a filter, because I'm a breakout trading specialist. Okay, so what I did, I actually asked AI, and specifically I asked Gemini to generate 100 different ideas. So I said, hey, Gemini, I want to do a test, generate 100 filters based on 100 different logic of different indicators. So Gemini wrote a complete list of conditions for my trading platform. I'm using TradeStation, but you can use this or do this for any platform you want. It's very straightforward, easy. This is actually what it looks like for TradeStation. So there is, each condition is one case, and we have multiple filters, multiple indicators like RSI with input parameter filter 1 and 1, bigger or smaller, that's the threshold, filter 1 and 2 input. And simply I just asked Gemini to generate 100 different conditions like this. Okay, so that was the first step. And actually this step by itself, it took some time. It wasn't right away. I had to go manually through these conditions. Some of them didn't really make much of a sense. There were some duplicities, so it took me about 1 hour to get it right. But after 1 hour, I really had a pretty good list of 100 different filter conditions based on different indicators. But most importantly, what I also did, I asked Gemini to create 6 different categories: moving averages, oscillators, price action, trend, volatility, and volume. This is very, very important, because we don't only want to know what is the best filter and best indicator, but also we want to measure the category as a whole, right? Like, what is the great category of filters we should focus on? Very, very important. And I wanted to represent different categories. Okay, so that's why I had those 6 categories. And as you can see, most condition I had in oscillators category, 25, that's this number here. And in other categories, I had 15 different indicators to test as a filter. Why oscillators had the most? Because this is probably the most popular area, oscillators with most variety. So that's actually what Gemini came up with. Okay, let's go back. So what I did next, I used TradeStation. Again, that's my platform, to prototype thousands of breakout strategies with and without these filters. this is very important. So first of all, I used Mr. Breakout's formula. You can see it here. Very simple, very universal. So basically with the Mr. Breakout's formula, I was able to generate very quickly prototype a few thousands breakout strategies. Now the main point is that each strategy was prototyped without an indicator, without a filter, and then it was tested with all these extra filters. This is the trick. This is the essence of the framework. Again, very, very important. So if you know something about Mr. Breakout's formula, and let me just show you quickly. I have it here, 1 second. So the Mr. Breakout's formula uses point of initiation, space, time to calculate breakout levels, and then voluntarily it can add filters. Okay, so a filter is a voluntary thing, and what I did, I created thousands of strategies without filters, and then I asked the question, what about if we really apply these filters? How would these thousands of strategies compare with or without filters with different optimization parameters as well? So again, Mr. Breakout formula is something you can get from the book, The Breakout Trading Revolution, and very, very powerful, very easy to really create many strategies. Okay, let me go back now. So I prototyped thousands of strategies with and without filters. And of course, I split them into in sample and out of sample. That means each strategy tested this filter in sample and out of sample. We have to verify that if we find the best filter on in sample data, we also confirm this would be the best filter on or best indicator on out of sample data, on the unseen data. Okay, and this way, as I said, I generated thousands of breakout strategies with and without filters, and then at the end I imported the results into BreakoutOS, and that's what you see here. So this is BreakoutOS. Extremely powerful platform for professionals. This is not for amateurs. This is not for everyone. This is a very professional platform to build hedge fund level breakout strategies. And basically I imported all the results here, and altogether I imported 3,500 strategies, and you can see how many strategies were tested within each category. So again, the dominant are oscillators. There were almost 1,000 strategies tested on oscillators. That's because probably it's most popular. We had most filters there, and also overall these just are like the standard filters to use. But we have about 500 different strategies within each other group, which is definitely sufficient to run this test carefully and do it properly. So that's about it. That's the framework. Okay, so again, the key idea here is we have thousands of breakout strategies without a filter or without an indicator serving as a filter, and the same 1,000 strategies with those filters applied. So we can now confirm how different indicators can improve strategies as a whole, not a single strategy by strategy, but when we aggregate these improvements among all thousands and thousands of strategies, which one give us overall the best improvement. And for the improvement measurements, the BreakoutOS uses its own proprietary Uplift index. An Uplift index basically is how much your strategy improves overall in terms of many different metrics once you apply it on the core strategy without any filter. So we have this core breakout strategy without any filter. Now we apply a specific filter or indicator as a filter, and we have a huge uplift, overall uplift in multiple improvements, multiple metrics. Can be net profit drawdown ratio, win percentage, average trade, and all these are accumulated into one simple uplift index, and we can see immediately which indicators has the highest uplift index. The absolute number doesn't matter much. What really matters is the overall, like, how does it go? Which one scores the highest. And then we have same uplift index scoring on the out of sample data. So we can really compare which one performs well in sample, but also out of sample data, which we can confirm with robustness index. Robustness index basically compares in sample and out of sample, best among in sample and out of sample, and gives us the answer. So there are a lot of different very professional measurements in the BreakoutOS. Again, this is a professional platform, so it needs a little bit of intelligence. Go through these numbers and crack them. This is not for amateurs. This is for professional traders. This is used by a hedge fund. So there are multiple different measurements. Okay, and this way we can very quickly find and isolate which are overall the best filters, best indicators. But here is the fascinating thing, fantastic part. What we can actually do in BreakoutOS, first of all, we can cluster these indicators. And for me, this is the most important thing. So not only we can assess indicator by indicator, but we can assess clusters and see which kind of directions of indicators overall works the best. What is the best cluster? And if we do the cluster analysis, we get already pretty interesting results. And we see then that in sample, the best ever all the time, overall, the best overall improvements are giving volume filters and moving averages. Okay, so volume filters and moving averages. Doesn't mean that you cannot use price action or other filter, because there can be standalone price action or other filters or oscillators inside of each category and work fantastically. But overall, the strongest cluster is volume and moving averages on in sample and on out of sample as well. So that's really very, very comforting that we know that both in sample and out of sample, if you only focus on NASDAQ, on volume and moving averages, very strong indicators overall. Now on in sample, all the other categories made actually the results worse, quite surprisingly, overall measured by the uplift index. In out of sample, the price action also does improve, and the rest without much of an improvement. So I can get back to the cluster, the index cluster, indicator cluster analysis sometimes later. Today I would like to focus on the single filter, and I would like to give you the answer what overall resulted as a best indicator. And we will definitely go deeper, and we will have more videos in the future. So please do not forget to subscribe, because the numbers, like what I revealed from this analysis, is fascinating. I'm going to give you the best moving average in the future. I'm going to give you some absolutely mind-blowing stuff that I found out there in the future. There's too much to just pack into one single video. So again, don't forget to subscribe. Now, let me get back to that, and let's start seeing what is really the best indicator. Okay, so the best indicator, I would normally say let's focus on the volume category and find the best in the volume category, but there are other ways how to really find the best indicators in the BreakoutOS. And overall, if we only focus on the few 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the top, very top list of in sample and out of sample, we can see that in sample it is price action. Don't worry, I'll explain to you what are the conditions itself, so you will know. So the highest one is price action, oscillator, volume, price action. Out of sample we have volume, price action, moving averages, oscillators. And it's quite interesting because overall the best one is volume, but if we want to pick one or two, particularly the best indicators, those will be among price action. So don't get deceived by the cluster indicator analysis. Volume, overall volume category rocks, period. But the best indicator I'm going to show you today is based on the price action. And it's surprising because it's something so simple and you've been using it again and again, and at least I think, but yet compared to among 100 indicators and 100 filters, this one resulted the best, and I'm actually already using them. So are you curious? And now a very quick shout out to our sponsor, BreakoutOS. In the new era of AI, everything you know about building trading strategies has changed completely. Old generalist principles no longer work, and that's why BreakoutOS is a complete game changer. It is a highly specialized no-code platform built for the AI revolution. It's the choice of true breakout trading professionals, from leading retail traders to hedge funds managers. This will fundamentally transform your workflow and change your trading forever. See the paradigm shift for yourself and sign up for a completely free walkthrough at www.breakoutos.com. Okay, that was a little bit about the Breakout OS. Now let me go back. So I'm going to tell you how I would, if you would tell me pick one, and again, from this analysis alone, you are able to pick at least 5, 6, 7, 8 fantastic filters which will work like crazy, fantastic indicators. But if you would tell me, Tomas, give me only 1 or 2, this is how you approach it in the Breakout OS. So basically, what we want to see, we want to use the Robustness Index analysis, which compares overall which indicators are most robust, because they perform very well in sample and out of sample. That's always the key. We do not want to overfit. We don't want to over-optimize. We want to, first of all, choose those which are really robust. So in sample, out of sample comparison is one of the most important things. And if we go here and we shift to the list, what we see, price action, volume, volatility, price action, volatility. Again, I'll explain to you these indicators. Price action, this bar range, this is fascinating. Bar range and ATR are amongst the highest when it comes to robustness. And those two are the indicators that actually I'm using all the time. Super simple thing. I'm using them in my strategies all the time. Condition 58 and 100, very similar conditions. Basically what you do, you measure how big was the recent bar, okay? So you take either average true range or bar range, and then you just see how much, if it was small or big. Actually, that's it. That's all. Like you see the average true range. If the average true range was too big or too small, that means that a movement is about to happen. So if you measure just the volatility of, it's a volatility or price action indicator, it can be both. I would probably classify it, yes, this one is definitely volatility. This one could be volatility or price action or both. So if you measure how big the bar of your entry or the latest known bar was relative to some number or relative to a different period, that will basically tell you if there's a sudden explosion on volatility or volatility. The opposite of expansion is the volatility reduction, right? Like the volatility is in range. So it's super simple. It's basically condition 58 and 100 are same conditions, okay? So 100 is that we just take the high minus low of each bar, and it must be higher or smaller than some specific value. Now the value, probably AI should suggest percentage, some percentage change. This is specifically for NASDAQ, and I definitely would change this for percentage. And that would be much better. But what I actually do, I have it in here in my strategies, what I use very often. So this is the second best condition, okay? You take average true range, which is pretty much, instead of the range itself, you just take an average of range, and then you wait when it is higher or smaller than some specific amount. And again, you should measure it with either smaller or bigger than a percentage. This is based on points on Nasdaq, so not really normalized for any market. You can still use it, but it's better to have it normalized. Or what you can do also alternatively, and we did this many times in past videos on this channel, that you take certain period of average true range and you compare it with a longer period and you see it's bigger or higher, and that's your filter. So really the number one best indicator from this thorough check is just simple range or average true range, and I would put the average true range on pedestal. Now the total score, the total score combines the in-sample uplift index, out-of-sample uplift index, and robustness index. So it's a like multi-dimensional view. And again, the highest we have bar range, true range, and ATR. Okay, ignore MFI. We will talk about this one in another video. Again, don't forget to subscribe because I'm going to talk about some really neat stuff. But right now it's true range, average true range, or bar range. Absolutely best indicator for breakout trading ever, period. Doesn't matter how you apply it. You can take ATR and apply it billion ways as a filter. But this just is the leader. In breakout trading, I use it all the time, almost everywhere. That's the leader, that's the best indicator. Now, we also have here robustness quadrant. And basically what this is saying is that if in-sample performance measured by the uplift index is getting higher in in-sample, how much is it getting higher in out-of-sample? And we can see that, again, the bar range, condition 100, and average true range, 58, are just improving. The better the result in sample, the better in out of sample, which is exactly what we want. That's exactly the robustness. That's the stability. That's making sure this will work in live trading. Again, I'm so happy I'm seeing these numbers because it just confirms what I keep seeing again and again. We can also have more details on these two filters. So 58, okay, average true range, and this is overall which metrics it improves mostly in both in sample and out of sample. So overall, we see average trade improvement most, followed by net profit, max drawdown, win percentage, net profit drawdown ratio. But I think the number one is the number 100. Where do we have it? Here. The bar range, it's even more potent. So it's improving mostly average trade, max drawdown, it's improving, decreasing by 40% on average, improving net profit on average by 60%, and improving win percentage as well. In sample, we had mostly maximum drawdown, and don't pay too much attention to this. This is among a lot of strategies, so it depends strategy by strategy, but overall, these are the improvements we can expect. So again, extremely powerful, true range, normal range, high minus low, and average true range, from my perspective, absolutely best indicators you can use like ever. And by the way, I included some of these indicators in a very new free course which I prepared for you about, and let me show you, it's right here. It's about indicators, okay? So if you click on the link below, completely free course about indicators, my best indicators that I've ever found, top of the top, best of the best, and I talk a lot about average true range there as well. So again, what we confirmed in this incredible study with this complete framework among 100 different indicators, and again, fascinating study. Don't forget to subscribe because I'll be revealing many more incredible insights from this, insights that will make you a lot of money. But right now, don't forget that at this link below this video, I already concluded some of the best indicators I've ever used, completely free course. So if you like a content like this, give us like, so I know you want more of a content like this, and I'll continue already next week. I'm going to give you another deep insight, probably the best moving average, which shocked me again. Incredible revelation. So please do not forget to subscribe. It will be worth it. This will help you to make a lot of money. And I hope to see you in the next video. So see you next time, and we will talk about moving averages. All you need are breakouts. Let your spirit